First one, what is it?
First one is A.
A, okay.
Second one is C.
C,
Third one is B.
right.
Then fourth and fifth I've marked as A.
Okay. So, first one, you're saying we are able to recognize certain words used by people in other cultures. In which para do you think you found it?
This was
Certain words used by people in other cultures. So, other cultures means mm, Indo-European cultures, languages.
yeah. This also, and yeah, used a statistical modeling technique to study the evolution of words from 87 different Indo-European languages.
Evolution of words from 87 different languages used by, okay. We are able to recognize. We are able to recognize. So we can instinctively recognize. This is the answer. Words
Yeah,
in other, just no, it is from their sounds. So I think similar sounds. Okay, okay, it is correct. Regardless of what happens in the world, there appears to be fixed rules that govern the way words alter over time. So this is Russell Gray. Despite all the vagaries and contingencies of human history, it seems that there are remarkable regularities
regularities.
in the
Yeah,
process of language
regularities.
change. Correct, correct. That's C. Words that don't follow a standard pattern will remain that way if they're used often. So words that are irregular, right,
Yes.
don't follow a certain pattern. So I think it is over here. They found that the more an irregular verb is used, the longer it will remain irregular,
Yes.
right? So it will remain the same if they are used often. Okay. Certain words have kept a similar sound across many years and many countries.
This is this paragraph, the 8,000-year history one.
Yes, yes, yes. Related sound to have kept. So this is Pagel only.
Yeah.
Fine, correct. We focused on the historical changes that have occurred in one particular language.
The Indo-European language, that para only. Speakers.
This one?
No, the throughout it's eight thousand
Okay.
years history.
All European language speakers have used a related sound, but it is again talking about sound to communicate the idea of two objects. There are many different and unrelated sounds for the idea.
But in the previous para last line, they've just mentioned 87 different Indo-European languages,
Uh-huh.
and in continuation to that, throughout its
All
8,000
speakers.
year of Indo-European language speakers have used a related sound to communicate.
Right, but it is still not talking about we focused on historical changes. What changes have occurred in one particular language? It is talking about 87 different languages. It's not talking about one particular language.
Okay.
So this can't be this.
If this is talking about historical change, then
Uh-huh.
this might be gray,
Gray, okay?
because only two things are mentioned. One was that he was impressed with both the findings,
Yeah,
and one that it seems that there are remarkable regularities
regularities.
in
Yes.
the process of language change.
Yeah, yeah.
And Liberman didn't mention anything about the language change, but it just mentioned focused on words and verbs.
But English, he's talking about English, though English is also a language,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah, that is why I marked it as A, because I was reading that language part, that
Hmm.
throughout its 8,000 years all apart.
Right. But this can't be because all language here they are talking about speakers, so they are using a related sound to communicate two objects. For example, two is used in different languages as duo, do, do, do. So Mostly they have almost similar sound for particular words in different languages, but it's not saying that historical changes that have occurred in one particular language. But if you see this one, Liberman, if you look at this, performed a quantitative study of the rate at which English verbs such as help have become more regular with time. Of the irregular verbs they took from Old English. So Old English is also a language. Only 98 are still regular today. Amazingly, the changes they observed, the changes they observed obey a very precise mathematical description. So this is talking about the changes that happened in Old English. And the change that happened was the more an irregular verb is used, the longer it will remain irregular. So this is not really talked about Pagel, it is said by Liberman. We
Okay.
focused on the changes that occurred in one particular language. So this is what it is, right? Okay, but still you have done a good job in finding the answers because it was a little difficult one and you've done it well.